Last but not least, a cookbook. It's for a Christmas gift this week. I put it in a little bag. Digital download. I think most of you know which one it is. I'll add it in the information below. Just because, as you know, when doing videos, it's hard to remember things, and things kind of fleetingly go from your brain. It's been sealed because being a cookbook, I decided not to do a lot of like things like sari ribbon and stuff, because you want to keep it clean in the kitchen. My husband's stepsister not only loves to cook, but actually does works in a school environment where she teaches not young people, but college level people, women and men, to cook for taking a job later, and or at the very least learn how to prepare food. And this digital download is nice and bright. My husband's stepsister will not even know what a junk journal is, so I'll have to explain it. The signatures have been sewn in. There's 3 signatures. This button looks a little bit big. I had a red button selected earlier and tried to glue it on, and I didn't like the way it went. So I decided to put this one on, which I just recently bought, and it's beautiful hardware. I decided this elastic could go over, but it also looked cute, just kind of hung over like that. So I thought that was kind of neat. A little bit of a cord on there, which is kind of cute. And not too much. A little bit of a booklet here with a place you can tuck some things in. She can name her signature. And we're gonna go a little quick through this. There's a food theme, all kinds of things. I think she should have stuff on the back. Yes, there should be stuff on the back so you can write on everything. A little bit of a tuck there. Recipe cards, which she should be able to find some good use for. I did a couple tags here for different things. Some stamping, a little bit of baker's twine, and again, coffee dyed paper. One of the journals I did tea, and actually that worked quite well too. I like a soft, not too, but at the end I like to leave a couple pages in longer, so at least a couple pages are very dark. A little bit of a torn page here with a wine theme. That's a Dutch for menu card. Some tea, general store. That was a digital download as well, which I bought and is quite nice. Shopping list, menu, stamps, pasta. That came from that, and the wine paper came from an Italian themed paper pad, which was 6-inch. Useful hints on baking. A little page I found in one of the books a little cooking book I bought that I thought I will take it apart and make it for my sister-in-law next year maybe. More recipe cards. Little tucks. Some of that digital paper, Dream Etc. I think it's called. She has some beautiful things. I bought a few of her digital downloads. Bread and honey. It's all about that. I try to put pages in that are based on the theme. So in the first book, which was coffee themed, first junk journal was coffee themed, I put things around from books about coffee or things like that. Couture is again theme, the paper in there, the book paper, I try to base it on the theme. And sometimes I like to throw also different languages in because that just makes it interesting. You get another tag. Put one in the back here that if she wanted to add something, I'm not sure she's going to know what to do, but this has one of those envelopes which I've seen online where you can put a couple of tags in the envelope, and then also cut the top of it and or the bottom of it, and then make it a place where you can just stick in a tag. I think that's such a nice idea. Again, I put my little business card on here. So my stepsister, it's also a food theme, so it works out really well with the teacup on there and the coffee cups. And I've actually used my business card and cut out the little cup and used it as a stencil, which was interesting. Worked really well. So if anybody needs a stencil, cookie I buy. That means, do you want a cookie with that? And again, about the pantry, a whole bunch of things. How to crisp crackers, how to soften brown sugar, how to revive stale bread. I always think those things are so interesting and to add to a journal. A little bit of a tuck spot, more of the paper line from Dream, etc. XT. A little bit of I think this was also one of the digital downloads. I don't really get graph paper, or I can't find graph paper. Not graph paper, what do you call it? Ledger paper here. So you have to make do with whatever you get. Those cute little knife and fork. This is also says Amsterdam here, written in old writing, so I thought that was kind of appropriate. Again, with lines on the back. Doesn't have to be recipes, just information. And here's the third signature. These are digital download also, which are really bright and beautiful. Some things print really nicely and some things don't. This is a digital download as well. And I thought, put a little bit in. That's my sister-in-law's name, stepsister's name. She also has her own recipes online, but are all in Dutch, so it's not necessarily a place you want to probably go. In the kitchen of, those are such cute. I did coffee stain all the recipe cards as well, because I just find it just looks nicer if everything is the cards is in particular things you take out. It's just, I find it so jarring if it's white on the back and plain. I don't mind adding, like I did in the last journal, a white page, because in a shabby chic I think a white page here and there can be nice. This one's all coffee stained, I believe. Or tea, I'm not sure. This is a little recipe from that recipe book. It's a tall, narrow recipe book, which should be interesting to make. And I thought I wouldn't. I didn't have to coffee stain that. These stains came with the book. Oh, kind of scary. No, they should be fine. And again, more tips on vegetables, fruits. And this one is on pineapples, apricots, avocados, bananas, how to ripen them. Ah, yes. Kind of interesting. Always time for party, it says. And the party is kind of like when you're making a menu for a party. That's what I'm thinking. Again, a recipe card, little tuck envelope again. Another one of these danglies. And I was going to use them maybe as tabs, but it didn't quite work the way I anticipated. little harder to hang than I thought. Another talk spot. More information about foods. Yep. Oh, that's her doggy. So I thought I'd add a little picture. Couldn't find a picture of her husband, but well, I think that's okay. Little tuck. This is still from that digital download, Domestic Goddess, so I thought I'd put that in here as well. Another talk spot here. It's the end of the books, the signatures. I put a little library card in there, and in the back it said homemade, handmade. And there's a little talk spot in here and a little bit of recipe, I think a couple more recipe cards in there. I made it so that she could adjust it because it's holds nice, but I thought when you start adding recipes, you might have to adjust it. So I wanted to give her some options for that. So again, a very beautiful digital download. This paper is beautiful, already collaged for you. Yeah, it's the first time I've actually sewn through the cover of the book. So I usually just, like the other ones didn't come through, I use tape to just put the binding in and then sew the signatures onto that. But I hope she likes this, and thank you for watching again. Bye-bye.